The starting point of all achievement is desire. Napoleon Hill. But where does that desire come from truly? Not from outside rewards. Not from applause. It comes from within, from something deeply rooted in your spirit that refuses to quit. Every day, we're told that success depends on luck, connections, or timing. But the truth is, most people aren't held back by circumstances, they're held back by hesitation. You know what needs to be done. You've had the vision, the plan, even the urge. Yet, somehow, your feet don't move. Your hand doesn't rise. Your start keeps getting delayed. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you don't care. It's because you're waiting for permission, for certainty, for motivation to magically appear. But what if motivation isn't something you wait for, but something you create through action? What if the moment you start, even imperfectly, the clarity you've been seeking begins to unfold? Procrastination is the silent thief of dreams. It disguises itself as planning, as caution, as perfectionism. But make no mistake, while you wait, your dreams are quietly dying. Success doesn't come when conditions are perfect. It comes when you choose to act anyway. Not because you feel confident, but because you're committed. Have you ever felt that no matter how much you achieve on the outside, there's still an emptiness inside that nothing seems to fill? It's a universal truth that true success isn't about the accolades or the possessions we gather. It's about becoming the person who naturally attracts fulfillment from within. As Jim Rohn once said, success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become, reminding us that real transformation starts deep in our core. So many of us wrestle with self-doubt, chasing external validations like social media likes or promotions, only to feel more lost in the end. Picture someone who climbs the career ladder, hits every milestone, yet wakes up each morning feeling unmotivated and hollow. This is the common struggle. We rely on outside approval to define our worth, trapping ourselves in a cycle of comparison and hesitation. Even when we intellectually know our potential, that internal voice of uncertainty whispers doubts, holding us back from genuine progress. The need for change is clear. True success demands an internal shift, where we stop waiting for perfect conditions and start cultivating our own drive. External motivators, like praise or rewards, offer only temporary highs. They fade quickly, leaving us stagnant and unfulfilled. Instead, embracing self-reflection and intrinsic motivation builds a foundation of resilience and authenticity that lasts a lifetime. Why aren't you achieving that true success right now? Often, it's because we're waiting for external validation to make us feel worthy, believing that approval from others must come first. This false belief creates a dangerous dependency where our self-confidence erodes, and we procrastinate on our dreams. Think of the artist who hesitates to create, fearing criticism from the world, and in doing so, stifles their own creative spirit. It's heartbreaking how this external focus robs us of our internal momentum, leaving us paralyzed in a sea of what-ifs. Another barrier is the failure to decide from within, where unclear personal values lead to endless indecision and overthinking. When we don't trust our inner voice, even simple choices become overwhelming, trapping us in a cycle of hesitation. Imagine someone who dreams of a career change but doubts their abilities so deeply that they never take the first step. This internal conflict stems from fear of self-judgment, making us second-guess every instinct and delay our growth. Fear and uncertainty amplify these issues, turning minor doubts into major roadblocks on the path to success. Deep-seated fears of failure or rejection make us avoid risks, even when we know they could lead to personal breakthroughs. Consider the entrepreneur who abandons a promising idea because of internal anxiety about not being good enough. These unaddressed fears block our inner light, preventing us from experiencing the fulfillment that comes from within. But here's the turning point. The solution lies in immediate internal action, where we take charge of our own energy and direction. By starting small, like committing to a daily journaling practice, we generate real momentum that builds self-trust over time. This internal action creates a positive feedback loop, turning vague intentions into concrete progress and igniting our intrinsic drive. It's like a seed planted in fertile soil. With consistent care from within, it grows into something beautiful and strong. Building decisiveness is key. Tune into your core values and make firm decisions without waiting for external permission. A simple self-audit can clarify what truly matters to you, shifting your focus from outside pressures to personal empowerment. When you align your choices with your inner truth, you feel a surge of confidence that propels you forward. Practicing the first step means acting right now on something meaningful, like spending 5 minutes in meditation to connect with yourself. These small, internal commitments spark a chain reaction, fostering motivation that comes from your own depths rather than fleeting external sources. For instance, write down one personal value today and take a tiny action toward it. Watch how it awakens your inner fire. Overcoming hesitation and fear requires facing them head on through self-reflection, rather than seeking reassurances from the outside. Techniques like visualization or affirmations help build internal resilience, allowing you to acknowledge your fears without letting them control you. By journaling about your anxieties, you diminish their power, creating space for courage to emerge from within. Stories of people who overcame self-doubt by focusing on their inner strength remind us that this path leads to profound transformation. Remember, fear is just a signal. When confronted internally, it becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Learning through failure is another vital piece. It's not the end, but an opportunity for internal growth and self-mastery. Each setback reveals insights about who we are, building character and strengthening our inner foundation for future successes. Take J.K. Rowling, who used her rejections to deepen her self-understanding, ultimately creating a legacy of authentic achievement. When we reframe failure as a teacher, it loses its sting and becomes a catalyst for the success that blooms from within. Cultivating self-discipline is the true key to unlocking this internal power, rooted in personal commitment rather than external rewards. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself through sheer will. It's about aligning your habits with your inner purpose for lasting fulfillment. This internal quality keeps you moving forward, even when challenges arise, because it's driven by your own values, not temporary inspiration. Building positive habits nurtures this discipline. Start with something simple, like daily self-reflection to clear your mind and reconnect with yourself. Consistent exercise for mental clarity or setting boundaries to protect your energy are habits that compound over time, fostering a stronger sense of self. Begin with one habit, track your progress internally, and watch how it transforms your daily life into a pathway of genuine success. It's empowering to realize that self-discipline is a gift you give yourself, creating momentum that external factors can't disrupt. Developing a clear vision and goals is the next step, but they must stem from internal motivation, not outside expectations. When your goals are based on personal passions and values, they direct your actions with a natural, effortless drive. This alignment makes success feel fulfilling rather than burdensome, as you're pursuing what resonates deeply within you. Externally imposed goals often lead to burnout, but internally derived ones sustain you through the ups and downs. Practical methods like creating a vision board tied to your aspirations help define specific, meaningful objectives. Break these goals into actionable steps, and use regular self-check-ins to stay on track, always returning to your inner compass. For example, revisit your goals through quiet reflection each week, adjusting them to reflect your evolving self. This approach ensures that your progress is authentic, leading to achievements that truly satisfy your soul. As we wrap this up, Let's reaffirm the core idea. True success doesn't chase you from the outside. It flows from the actions and development within. By cultivating an inner locus of control, you transform challenges into opportunities, building a life of genuine fulfillment and resilience. Remember, it's not about waiting for the world to change. It's about changing yourself from the inside out. The key themes we've explored, self-awareness, intrinsic motivation, and personal discipline, all point back to this internal truth. Now, it's your turn. Take one small, internal step today, like reflecting on your core values or starting a simple discipline practice. Don't delay. That immediate action will unlock the path to the success you've always sought. Begin within, and you'll find that your world starts to transform in ways you never imagined. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of inner peace, knowing that your success is a reflection of who you are. It's within your reach. Start now, and let your internal light guide you to a life of true, enduring fulfillment. You've got the power. Trust it, nurture it, and watch as it unfolds into the success that's meant just for you. So here's to you. Embrace the journey from within, and may it lead you to the most authentic version of success possible. Success is not to be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become, as Jim Rohn wisely said, setting the stage for our journey inward. In a world obsessed with outward achievements, many grapple with deep-seated self-doubt that shadows their every step. Picture someone climbing the corporate ladder, only to reach the top and feel an echoing emptiness inside. This is the common struggle. Chasing external validation like social media applause or promotions, yet feeling unfulfilled at the core. It's a cycle of comparison that traps us, where we hesitate to act because we're waiting for the perfect moment or someone else's approval. But true success doesn't come from these fleeting external sources. It emerges from within, from the quiet strength of our own beliefs and values. The need for change is urgent, because relying on outside factors only leads to stagnation and repeated disappointment. Instead, internal transformation ignites a lasting fire, one that builds resilience and authenticity in the face of life's challenges. When we shift our focus inward, we discover that real motivation stems from self-reflection, not from the praise of others. This internal drive allows us to weather storms and emerge stronger, turning potential into purpose. So, why aren't you achieving true success right now? Often, it's because you're waiting for external validation, like a pat on the back from colleagues or likes on your posts, to feel worthy. This dependency erodes your self-confidence, turning you into a passenger in your own life rather than the driver. Think of the artist who shelves their masterpiece, fearing criticism, and in doing so, stifles their creative soul. Procrastination becomes a habit when your motivation hinges on outside approval, leaving your dreams gathering dust. Another barrier is the failure to decide from within, where unclear personal values lead to endless overthinking. You might know deep down what you want, a career shift or a new passion project, but self-doubt whispers that you're not ready. This internal conflict creates paralysis, as you second-guess every idea, afraid of your own judgment. Consider the person who dreams of starting a business, but hesitates, trapped in a loop of what-ifs fueled by fear. Without trusting your inner voice, decisions feel monumental, and inaction becomes your default. Fear and uncertainty compound this, as internal anxieties about failure or self-rejection hold you back from taking risks. These emotions thrive in the absence of self-awareness, magnifying doubts until they seem insurmountable. Like the entrepreneur who abandons a promising idea, convinced they're not good enough. Fear blocks your path to growth. Unaddressed, these fears turn into self-fulfilling prophecies, keeping true success just out of reach. The solution lies in immediate internal action, where you take charge of your own energy and momentum. Start with something simple, like journaling your thoughts each morning, to build self-trust and turn intentions into reality. Even if it's imperfect, this self-directed action creates a positive loop, where small wins fuel bigger ones. Imagine a seed planted in fertile soil. Your internal efforts are that seed, growing into authentic success over time. By acting from within, you break free from waiting for external conditions and start shaping your destiny. Building decisiveness begins with tuning into your core values, making choices that align with your true self. Conduct a self-audit. List what matters most to you and watch how it empowers you to decide without delay. This shift from external pressures to personal empowerment transforms hesitation into bold action. Practicing the first step means committing to a small, meaningful task right now, like a 5-minute meditation to connect with your inner self. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Act on that one personal value today and feel the spark of intrinsic motivation ignite. These steps, though simple, pave the way for deeper success, proving that change starts from within. Overcoming hesitation and fear requires facing them head-on through internal practices like self-reflection. Mindfulness techniques, such as daily affirmations, help erode these barriers faster than any external reassurance. By acknowledging your fears in a journal, you diminish their power and build resilience from the inside out. Stories abound of people who conquered self-doubt by focusing on their inner strength, emerging more confident and capable. Remember, fear loses its grip when you confront it internally, turning what was once an obstacle into a stepping stone. Learning through failure is essential, as it offers profound opportunities for internal growth and self-mastery. Failure isn't the end. It's a teacher that reveals insights about your character and refines your path. Think of J.K. Rowling, who used rejection to deepen her self-understanding and ultimately achieve extraordinary success. By reframing setbacks as lessons, you strengthen your internal foundation, making future challenges easier to navigate. This internal perspective turns failure into a catalyst for authentic achievement, not a reason to give up. Cultivating self-discipline is the true key to success, rooted in personal commitment rather than external rewards. It's an internal quality that keeps you aligned with your purpose, even when motivation wanes. Unlike fleeting inspiration from outside sources, self-discipline endures, driving consistent progress day after day. Building positive habits nurtures this discipline, such as starting your day with self-reflection to clarify your intentions. Incorporate practices like exercise for mental clarity or setting boundaries to protect your energy from external drains. Begin with one habit, like meditating early in the morning, and track your progress internally to see how it compounds. Over time, these habits forge a stronger sense of self, turning discipline into a natural extension of your being. Developing clear vision and goals starts with internal motivation, drawing from your passions and values rather than outside expectations. When goals are aligned with your inner self, they create a natural drive that sustains you through challenges. Externally imposed goals often lead to burnout, but internally derived ones feel effortless and fulfilling. To define these goals, use tools like a vision board that reflects your personal aspirations, not societal standards. Break them into actionable steps with regular self-check-ins, ensuring your path remains true to your core. For example, revisit your goals through quiet reflection each week, adjusting as your inner self evolves. This approach keeps you moving forward, transforming vague dreams into tangible, authentic achievements. In the end, true success follows from internal action and self-development, not from chasing external validations. We've explored how self-doubt and fear can hold you back, but also how immediate steps can break that cycle.